What's up, YouTube? What's up? It's your boy, Ray Gold. Ray Gold Evans. I just want to make this quick video right quick. Today is March 14th, 2015. There's a Saturday. Getting ready to go out here and go about my day here. Still coming at you live. I'm in Panama City, Panama, Central America, just hanging out off the radar from the U.S. for a second or two or maybe three, who knows. Anyway, I just want to give this shout out to this digital media, social media, YouTube. I really appreciate what it's doing, is allowing a lot of people just to discuss their thoughts like I'm doing. I'm not presenting any major facts here. It's just thoughts, and we're looking for other open-minded individuals who are entering into the new paradigm of thinking, not thinking like the old 100 years of the past, and still have these same concepts in mind about religion and economics and finance and education that our parents and our grandparents and our great-grandparents have. It's kind of a new wave of thinking. Some people say it's New Age thinking. New Age, I don't think it's New Age, because this is knowledge of the old age, rebirthing, actually, the knowledge of the ancients and those people who are originally in tune with the planet Earth, your solar system, your galaxy, the universe. People who have original intentions of bringing back what was real in the first place. We got overlaid with this hypocrisy and fascist, draconian ways of thinking, this religion and things of that sort, and thinking of the ways of the old. And like I said, it's 21st century. You don't follow the last paradigms. We're supposed to evolve. Just like everything we're doing is evolving. Machinery is evolving. Technology is evolving. Our political system is kind of evolving and devolving at the same time. But it's bullshit. But the ways we've run the world, how government works, everything is evolving. What I wanted to talk about is how to change the way we think about God. And this is something that's kind of on my mind, because I figure every single day I'm blessed to be here and all that. It's like every single day I wake up, I try to figure out, if there is a creator in the way that contemporary religion, when I say contemporary, I mean the religion over the past 3,000 or 4,000 years, from Judaism to Christianity to Islam, other organized ways of thinking, and all the many different branches that stem out from this way of thinking. All those denominations of different religions, whether you be a Jew or a Christian or a Muslim, there's so many other denominations in that, different sects and stuff. So I'm here trying to figure out what is a new way of thinking, because most people, when they think about this concept of God, they put God in a category of first their religion and think that that's the meaning of God, and then you have other more essential religions like Hinduism and Buddhism, which aren't really religions but more like ways of life. And then they kind of fill into the third, the idea of intuitiveness and being in tune with yourself. But what is a way that we can start thinking about God? How can we start thinking about God in a sense of outside of ourselves, our being intuitiveness, our being in tune with nature? How can we start thinking about God outside of this realm of religion and doctrine and dogma and stuff like that they always put in with religion? So this is the idea that I'm trying to present today. How can we start talking about God outside of our normal way? How to think differently about God? Essentially, I think that all religion leads up to another advanced level. I mean, so we're going to move up into another advanced level here. Um, take it to a more essential natural religion like Hinduism or Buddhism, you know, which is more in tune with yourself. Then let's take it a bit further where you're seeing beyond yourself into the structure of your planet, the structure of your galaxy, the structure of your solar system. Let's take it beyond that, the structure of the universe, and then let's say beyond the universe, what did God create? You know, what was created beyond your universe? How did the beginning come? I mean, was there just light or was there nothingness? If there was still nothingness, there would still be darkness. So you have a creation or a creator that is sitting in a subjective realm and making objective objects, the universe, the galaxies, the stars, the planets, the elements, living organisms, being creative, you know, creating sustenance, water, land, trees, air, elements. And then you have us here. So what has happened over the past, like I said, 4,000 or 5,000 years? You're looking at God in the image of yourself. Notice how all these gods of all these religions are all, first of all, in this era, they're all human, they're all male, they're all, you know, they all have qualities of humans. It's not like God-like qualities. You have a God that gets jealous, a God that gets angry, a God that punishes, a God that has directions for you, and he writes scripture, and you know, these are all a God that wants you to obey him and do this and don't do that. This is like your parents talking to you as a child, you know. So you put God in an image of an elder, a figure, when it's so much more complex than that. God is like the living essence. I remember once somebody told me, they were actually a Muslim, they said, think of the concept of God and religion as pure as running water. The elements of running water. You know, I was standing in the shower earlier today, and I was just noticing how the swirl of the water in the shower, it goes clockwise because I'm above the equator. Now if I go below the equator, the rotation goes counterclockwise. Or if I'm standing right on the center of the equator, the water just goes straight down. So I mean, that's magnetics. That's magnetics of this earth. That's the magnetic power of this earth that we live on. And you want to narrow down your religion and your concept and thinking of God to a person or an entity that sits up and makes commandments and makes demands, and he wants repentance, and he wants you to believe a certain way. And you know, with all this versatility in this world, all the different animals, all the different phylum, all the different animal kingdoms, all the different species, you know, he wants you to do certain things. Eat this food, don't eat this food, worship on this day, pray at this time, don't pray at this time. You know, I mean, you know, I do believe that those are planetary gods, more like higher beings that come down here and section off a group of people and they regulate it. It's no different than a monarch or a government or a parliament or some sort of structure that comes about and decides to rule out a certain people. And that's why you have people in the Middle East ruling a certain way or worshiping a certain way. You know, that's their planetary god. That's their idea figure of a god. That's why you have people in Africa worshiping a certain way. If you go to the Dogon tribe, I mean, or this idea about the Nomos, I mean, you know, these are actually people who believe in extraterrestrial gods and just call their god for what it is a fish man that came from the star constellation of Orion in the Sirius star constellation. And these people actually believe that. I mean, at least I can respect that a bit more because it's scientific. And they have pinpointed astrology and astronomy out to, I mean, exact degrees. I mean, and they're primitive nations. So when you look at all these things of how you think of God, I mean, you put God in your old figure. But what I want to talk mostly about is the West. The West, westernized contemporary religions, how we see the religion, how to start thinking about outside of that box of that traditional way of religion. How does that traditional way of religion limit your mindset, limit what you can do, limit the capacity of yourself? What does that do for someone? It limits you in life, and it just remains stagnant because it's not a higher way of thinking. It's not a higher way of thinking. It's like you reach this level, and then there's nothing else above it. And this level is not even that hard to achieve. Most people out here don't even know their religion. They don't even read the doctrine that their religion is based on. Most Christians don't read the Bible. A lot of Islam people don't read the Quran. A lot of people don't even read this. You know, they don't even read the holy books. They don't even know what this says. They just say, oh, well, I worship this because this is the country I'm born in, you know, and this is predominantly Catholic, or this is predominantly Jewish, or this is predominantly Muslim. That's the way I worship. That's the way my parents worship. That's what my grandparents believe. So that's what I believe. So when you start changing this concept and idea of how you think about God, how do you think about God? What is your limitation on God? What is God to you? Is it a man-made figure that sits up and cares about whether you do this or do that or eat that or don't work that or pray at this time or don't pray at this time or know this day? I mean, why would a God care about that? I mean, you know, the Gregorian calendar and the time frames that we use are all off anyway. I mean, so what difference would it make what day you play, whether it's Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or Tuesday, or Wednesday, Thursday, whatever? You know, who would actually think about that? Or what time of day, as if the timing is actually exact? You know, so coming out of this religious confinement, thinking of God in the outside of the box. Think of the God in the elements of. Think of God in the essence of that God that's sitting on a subjective realm, bringing objects, creating in an objective realm, and in each piece of that objective realm, he gives a piece to his creation. Finding that piece of creation in the center of yourself, because you supposedly have higher intelligence, come into that connection with God from that sense. Not a man-made doctrine, not a day of judgment, not the apocalypse and all this fire and brimstone. Just think of God as harmony within that same essential element that created you. That element that created you, the birth of life, the spark of life, that magnificent creation of life, how it all started. And I think that we would at least begin to start thinking differently about God and perhaps change our intelligence and bring our intelligence up to the next level of thinking, which is more God-like. Okay? I'm out. I hope that made sense, or a bunch of rambling on. Bunch of just ideas, man. You know, peace one, Ray Evans. Ray Gold Evans.